Paul Cook, trainer and father of WBO super featherweight champ Nicky Cook. Thank you for talking to FrankWarren.tv. Now, is it fair to say that Nicky, your son, is your first world champion of one of the major belts?
Yeah. He's the first one of the four major belts. Yeah, apart from Colin Lyons, he won the IBO.
Does it feel extra special because he's your boy?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. You know, this is what he strived for since he was a kid, and everyone wants to be a world champion. And to have it like be in the corner with your son doing it, it is that little bit more special. Yeah, of course.
You seem calm and collected, saying, "Oh, yeah, it's a bit more special." But you know, when he's your son, when you've obviously, as a toddler, he's coming through. When he's a kid coming through, he wants to be a boxer, he wants to be world champion. Then on that night, he finally lifts the belt. Tell us a little bit about how it felt.
Well, it didn't really, after the fight, I didn't even sink in, to be honest, like for at least a couple of weeks. But when I knew that he'd won clearly, but I looked over to the MC. He was doing the score like he was going to win, and then he come out with and he didn't know. And I'm staring at him as it was say, is it the new or is it still? And when it comes to the new, like he just drains out of you.
When you get back in the changing rooms, obviously, and you're there, you're celebrating, are you immediately thinking about what he may or may not have done right or wrong, or you're just in that moment and you're just enjoying it? No,
funny enough, I do. I straight out the fight, I'm looking at things and I'm thinking, you know, if he'd done that, he could have stopped him in that round. And if I told him to go do this and that round, you know, I'm always like, I'll probably be my own worst critic.
I've spoken to him and he says that when he's looked at the tapes he felt like he wasn't that confident and he could have sat down on his punches a bit more, and so on December the 6th we're going to see maybe a more aggressive Nicky Cook. Is that how you analyse it as well?
Yeah, because when you think of it, that's his first fight at Super Feather after the Lovano fight, and to have it at world title level as well, I think he weren't as confident as he should have been, even though he looked confident, but he didn't go out and do things that he'll probably do on his next fight. He'll be much stronger his next fight, and he'll realise he can do 12 rounds as a super feather.
How important is confidence when it comes to in the gym and actually the way that they train? Not just Nicky Cook, but obviously you have Kevin Mitchell, Vinny Mitchell, you mentioned Lyons there in the gym. How important is the confidence that the boxer brings into the way they all train?
I think because they all know they're mixing with an elite squad. That's all there is to it. I mean, they're good fighters in different ways, not too much heavier than each other. And with the likes of Kevin and Nicky at the same weight, they can spar. His brother Vinny, and then with the likes of European champion Colin Lyons, I think they get that. They think, oh right, I've just done 12 rounds in my last spar. This fight's going to be.
I asked Nicky about the pressure of topping the bill at the XL, you know, not far from home, etc. We always expect there to be pressure on the boxer, but for the trainer, there's got to be a bit of pressure here because people expect you, the whole venue expects you, the trainer, to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like that plays on my mind, but you know, I just got to do what I've got to do, and if the boy does what he's got to do, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. But I think in all cases, of all trainers, if the fighter gets beat, it's always down to the trainer, so it's part and parcel really of the job, isn't it?
And then just to reassure the fans who are going to be coming out on December the 6th, it's the big Frank Warren Christmas show. A lot of people, a lot of fighters on that bill. Nicky Cook's topping the bill. So just to assure the fans, what should they expect from Nicky Cook on that night?
He's going to be, as I said before, he's going to be a lot stronger and he's a lot more physically wise. We've been doing a lot of strength work. And I think you're going to see a lot more power. And now he's world champion. He's going to live up to that name.
Thank you very much.
No problem.